won the game 37-15. I think the Niners were clearly, the more talented team, and I think that was obviously proven throughout the entire game. So I want to do roundtable. What's one player that stood out to you on either side of the ball? Let's start off with Bay Area baller. What's one player who stood out to you in this game against the Carolina Panthers?
I mean, Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson was gashing the Panthers with the toss. And the 49ers, we got this toss, right? Normally, you think a toss play is designed to hit the edge, which sometimes our tosses do go to the edge. But I call them these toss counters where we're tossing it and then Jeff is cutting back against the grain. And Jeff Wilson's vision is just phenomenal. The guy runs hard. He might not be the fastest guy, but this vision that I'm talking about, he sees the hole. He hits it with force. I mean, what I gotta look it up. He had at least 120 rushing yards. He was averaging 7 yards a carry. Jeff Wilson came out to play, and the only way Jeff and these holes are opening up is if the offensive line is creating these holes. So I wanted to just sprinkle that in there. But Jeff Wilson balled out. Phenomenal day.
Absolutely. What do you think about that? Who stood out to you? I mean, the dream.
I'll go with another running back in Tevin Coleman. I mean, man, that guy came out of nowhere, right? I saw him get the touchdown in like the beginning of the game, and I was like, I thought it was Jeff Wilson for a second. I saw 28, and I was like, wow, this is Tevin Coleman. I haven't seen him in 2 years, but Tevin Coleman, and he also had that nice toe tap grab where Jimmy put it in a spot where Tevin Coleman can get it, and he had a beautiful grab. Another, throw to Jimmy, quick throw to Jimmy. A quick throw from Jimmy to Tevin Coleman to get another touchdown. I mean, Tevin Coleman had himself a day, and also another he had himself a day against the Panthers in 2019 as well. So against the Panthers, Tevin Coleman definitely shines, and he definitely did that on Sunday.
How about you, Kelts? What you think? Who stood out today or yesterday?
Man, it was regardless, or it's bittersweet, obviously, but Emmanuel Mosley, man, it's like it just looked reminiscent of 2019. I can't remember how many pick sixes we had that year, but I'm pretty sure we had some pick sixes, and to do it in back-to-back weeks, it was just it's game changing, momentum shifting. You continue to win when you're able to put points on the board with special teams or defense. And I predicted before the game. I made a few predictions, and that was one of my predictions was Mosley getting the interception. I think it's the first time I said Mosley getting the pick all year, so he was able to pull it off. Prayers to him. I think everything's going to work out, but man, for sure, man, that's some momentum changing, game changing type of plays we need to continue to make if we want to make a deep run. So man.
Hey, all great picks. Got to say huge shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now. Got to say what's good. We got Eric, Jesus, let's get it, GA. Appreciate you guys tuning into the stream and leaving your comments throughout the show. I got to give two guys. Got to get Dre Greenlaw. I mean, he led the team in tackles. Dre Greenlaw, he's like a madman out there. He's always where the ball is. Sometimes he's a little too aggressive, but I think you would rather a player that you have to wind down than a player that you have to constantly wind up, right? Dre Greenlaw always comes to play, and I think that's obviously a strength on this defense, the linebacking core. Fred Warner was second in the team in tackles yesterday, so obviously he balled out as well. And I got to give it to number 10, Jimmy G. I know the bar is set low for Jimmy. I know that. But, he stood in the pocket. He made some throws when clearly he knew he was going to get hit. And what I saw different from Jimmy was he threw some 50-50 balls. I've never really seen Jimmy do that. You see the upper echelon quarterbacks do that. Pat Mahomes, TB12, you kind of have to, what they call, throwing the wide receiver open. And that's kind of like what Jimmy did. He allowed his playmaker, he allowed his receivers, skill guys to make a play on the ball. And hopefully we see more of that. And so I'm giving credit where credit is due. Jimmy G, did he have an A+ game? No, but I thought he played pretty well. I like what I saw. Hopefully, that continues.